Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. And we got a blaze rod. Score. All right, now we need to pick it up. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Connor here. Welcome back to another video on the Endternity server. I've done a bit of work off stream, just tidying up the area. I've gone ahead and moved all the items inside, and I think it is about time to get the villagers into the new area. I've gone ahead and done some work on what I want the areas to look like. It's just going to be a staircase down, hooking to the right and the left, and then they're going to meet up in the middle. But before we do that, we need to get the wood in order to actually build their areas. I'm just going to farm up a few spruce trees, and then we're going to get to work on those hallways. So let me quickly go grab those spruce saplings, and we'll get to it. Off stream, we went mining, and I managed to get myself quite a bit of resources. I got 10 diamonds in the process, quite a bit of iron, which we needed to restock up on, thankfully, which is why my pickaxe is a little bit depleted. I think this will be all the wood that we need, so let's go ahead and start building our villager hall. Okay, so building that really wasn't too bad. It only took about an hour of my time, but now that we have it built, we can start bringing the villagers down here. Now I have the villager right here, but in order for me to get an infinite amount of emeralds, I'm going to need to do something first. As you guys know, in last episode, we managed to secure ourselves a weakness potion from finding that cure laboratory in the snow biome. So what I need to do right now is I need to go and get myself some fermented spider eyes and blaze rods so that I myself can brew another weakness potion, because I need to cure this villager twice. Alright, so I managed to hear some cave spider sounds right through this wall, so I started digging to it, and I managed to come across a spawner area. Let's go ahead and clear this out so that we can efficiently kill these spiders. We were lucky enough to be able to pick that up on our first try, but we need to now make our way to a dark forest biome so that we could pick up some brown mushrooms. Now, if I remember correctly, there should be a dark forest biome somewhere in this region right past the witch's hut. Actually, we do not need to go to the dark forest because we managed to pick ourselves up some brown mushrooms within the swamp biome. But with no further ado, let's go ahead and make our way to the nether so that we can pick up the blaze rods in order to brew our potions. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. I hope it'll be okay. I know exactly where I died. I just need to make my way back to that area. And if I'm correct, my item should just be around the corner. Sweet. And there it is. Right over there. 2 of them. And we got a blaze rod. Score. Alright, now we need to pick it up. Let's go ahead and make our way back to the base, and we can call this a successful trip. Alright, so in order to create a fermented spider eye, we need a brown mushroom, sugar, and a spider eye. Now we got ourselves a fermented spider eye. We can go ahead and put this in here, and now we need to get 3 bottles. Fill those bottles up with water, and go ahead and put them in. Then we need to power it with the blaze powder. In order to turn these into splash potions, I can't remember if it's redstone dust or gunpowder, but I'm just going to assume it's gunpowder, so I'm going to use that first. And there we go. I was correct. 3 potions of weakness. Alright, so we have a zombie here, and we need to go downstairs to put our villager into his place so that we can start customizing his trades. The first villager that I got actually was a really good trade, but I'm going to go ahead and need to level him up. It is Fortune 3, which we can use to get more diamonds since we are currently short. The villager is now locked into his trade, so we can bring the zombie over to him and start the curing process. If we break this block, the zombie should now be able to path to the villager and take him out. So I'm going to go ahead and step back so that he can de-aggro from me and move on to the villager. And there we go. So now we have a zombie villager with an item in his hand. Now I'm kind of curious to know what would happen if we cure this villager. Will it keep that slab in his hand? Obviously not. They don't have arms. What's going to happen to the slab? Will it drop? Will it disappear? Let's go ahead and find out. So we'll drop a weakness potion and give this guy a golden apple. So the curing process takes about 5 minutes, but I'm trying to separate the villagers, and there we go. So now the zombie is separated, and I will need to bring him over here. And there we go. He's safely secured in this boat, so now we just have to wait 5 minutes. We need to be nearby so that the zombie does not despawn because he is not name tagged. We are going to need some emeralds to go ahead and level up this villager so that we can create the infinite emerald dupe. However, we don't have another villager in here, so I'm going to need to get the one from outside and bring him in here so that we can get a paper trade in order to start making these guys go up. And there we go. He is now cured. So let's bring the second villager down here, start getting emeralds, and we can trade with him once again. And sweet, there we go. Just what I needed. Didn't take too many tries either. Now, since we've already gone ahead and cured the zombie once, I can go ahead and get myself some bookshelves and some more emeralds. And we can finally put fortune on our pickaxe like we've always been wanting to do. There we go. That's fortune 3. You know what? I'm actually just going to grab it a few times because we're able to finally level up our villager with it. And he is finally leveled up, waiting for the menu to load, and there we go. So now we're able to get bookshelves for 2 emeralds, and we're able to sell each book that we get for 1 emerald. So if we break this bookshelf, we should be able to turn that into emeralds. Then we get emeralds, we buy more bookshelves, and the process just repeats. Now, I hear a zombie somewhere up in these walls, and I know that there's a cave back here, so I'm gonna try to see if I can go into this cave, because I need to light it up anyways, but if we could find a zombie, that will be a plus. And I think I found the cave. There you are. So come with me, sir. Come with me. And in you go. And I think it's happening. There we go. So now our zombie villager will be able to be cured a second time. However, I need these guys separated. Let's throw that on you and give you a golden apple. Now the villager has been cured again, so we now have trades for 1 emerald each, but we should have enough to cure the second villager, so I'm going to go ahead and attract the zombie down here, and hopefully we can get him into a trap. This is in hard mode, so I do not have to worry about my villagers dying from curing them, so I can do this as many times as I want to, as long as I have the potions for it. So I only have enough to cure 1 more villager, so let's go ahead and let the zombie kill this one, and then we'll go ahead and kill the zombie so we don't have to worry about separating them again, because he'll go ahead and live his use. There we go. And now we can cure them. While we let that villager cure up, which he should almost be done, we'll go ahead and continue to get ourselves an infinite amount of emeralds. Now, of course, the more of these villagers you have, the easier it is to do. I only have 2 right about now that will be able to give me the trade for it. So it's going to be quite slow at the beginning, but eventually I will have most of this haul filled with people I could trade with, so that'll be a plus. But with the Fortune 3 books, let's go ahead and apply it to our pickaxe. And once we're done with this, we can try to get mending as well. 9 more emeralds, and we can also get ourselves a mending book. We're able to apply mending to our pickaxe. Now we'll be able to regain it to full strength. In order to do that, we need some XP, and what better way than to go to the XP farm on the server, aka the Enderman farm. Alright, so this will be the first time that I'm entering the end. Let me quickly reset my spawn point, sleep through the night, and then we'll go ahead and enter into the end. Wish me luck. I believe that this is the Enderman farm. It seems that they've been doing a lot of work to it, so hopefully I will get a lot of spawn rates from this and a quick pickaxe regeneration, because I now have mending. So let's go ahead and try this out. This is my first time here. So this farm is a lot better than the last one that we used. It's getting my pickaxe up relatively quickly. And I heard that there was an enchantment table up here, but I don't seem to see one. Now, since our pickaxe got repaired so quickly, I just went ahead and farmed up a couple extra levels, but I need to get out of here because I have other stuff to do. For example, I have an event coming up soon, and I need to start preparing for it. Now, you can't just do an event without reward, so I'm going to need to make my way back to the base so that we can start strip mining for diamonds. So now that I got Fortune 3, I should be able to get quite a bit, and we need to go ahead and farm up a bunch of goodies so that we can give it away. But I think it's about time that we start looking for rewards for our game. And here is our first pot of diamonds. Let's go ahead and see how much we can get. With Fortune 3, we managed to score ourselves 21 diamonds. That is double of what we had previously. And here is our second prize pool. So let's go ahead and grab this. And we're up to 33. Now, I like mining with mending and fortune and all that because with mending, as we go, we can repair the pickaxe, so it never actually depletes. If I had shulker boxes, I could probably stay down here for quite a bit, but I'm just going to get enough for prizes and get back out because my inventory is going to fill up soon. Now, I know I'm holding off on what the event actually is, but I'm going to wait until I get closer to it so I can better explain it with visuals. So make sure that you stay tuned so that you don't miss it. I just want to say that it has been 2 days since I went on that mining expedition, and I actually got quite a bit of resources. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got, and it is quite a bit. I went mining for a really long time, but I didn't want to put my prizes out in the middle of the open, so I put it in here. I went mining for, I want to say, a total of 9 hours just strip mining. It has been quite a bit. So we got 22 blocks of diamonds. That's about 3 stacks. And a lot of everything else. So with the villagers that we got down here, I've just been grinding them away, getting my emeralds up, and they're actually working out quite well. So we're almost to a full stack of emerald blocks, and that is 7 stacks of emeralds. So with the event, the prize pool is going to consist of 22 diamond blocks, an elytra, and a full set of netherite gear, including tools and a spare pickaxe for silk touch. I'm debating on whether I want to include a beacon, but it is also going to include shulker boxes to hold the prizes in, and a few leftover shulker shells. So in the meantime, I need to go mining for netherite, and I need to go in busting. But in order to go mining for netherite, we are going to need some beds. So I think it's about time to get started on working for a wool farm. Also, down here in the villager area, I noticed that there were a few blocks where mobs could spawn, so I'm just going to lower the lights down by 1 so that it covers more of the ground area for the mobs. In order to make this wool farm, we're going to need to bring some sheep back to the base. So I brought some wheat with me, and we need to make sure that these sheep get back to our base. We need at least 2 so that we can start breeding them, but 3 should be fine. So I'm just going to meet you guys back at the base, and we'll get started. So I've done a bit of experimenting in that if you place glass here, and one of the dirt blocks goes missing, the grass blocks underneath the glass can still grow to that block. Now, in order to make one of these units, is as simple as putting an observer block facing into the grass, and if you put a dispenser on top, whenever the grass block updates, it will activate the observer, thus activating this redstone block right above it, and it's going to trigger the dispenser. Now, in the dispenser, we're going to put in some shears, and if we drag a sheep into here, this should be one fully contained unit. Now, if you put a hopper minecart underneath the block, it will be able to pick up items from above the block. So all we'll need to do is put a hopper minecart underneath there, and we'll be able to collect it with another hopper, so that all the items dropped on top will be able to be picked up, and the wool will then be filtered into a chest underground. Now I'm going to go ahead and make 9 of these units and then just fast forward until after it's all done. I finally managed to finish the wool farm, and to my surprise, we actually got quite a bit of wool. This is all the wool that we have made just while building the farm, and I'm actually gonna get quite a bit more. I've made a little tunnel to the back so that I can refill these dispensers. I actually forgot to put some shears in there, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and do that. But now that we have a steady income of wool, we can move on to blast mining in the nether. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the trick for this is to put a piece of cobblestone in front of you and use my shield, and there we go. So now I just have to do this multiple times until I find netherite. And it wasn't even from blast mining too, that's a funny part. But I just came across my first piece of ancient debris. Looks like it is only 2 pieces. Okay. I'm just gonna do this a bunch more until I get enough to cover a full set of netherite, and then I will meet back up with you guys. Now, if my math is correct, we only need 40 pieces of ancient debris. So let's go ahead and smelt this up, and I already have the gold and the smithing table over here, so I think if we just make our diamond gear, we should be fine. I've had to use quite a bit to repair my gear because I don't have a proper set with mending. So we're gonna need to get some villagers in here, and we're gonna need to customize our trades. I have all the emeralds that we will need to make a full set, and we'll just need to spend the time gathering the enchanted books. For now, I'm going to go ahead and put all the villagers into their containment units and customize their trade so that I can get what I need for a full god set. Now, I finished getting all of the villagers into their places, and this took quite a long time. Here is the chest of all of the enchantment books that I should need. I don't know if I counted it correctly, but this should be everything that I need for a full god set. And I even went to the nether and traded most of my gold to a piglin for soul speed 3. Let's go ahead and turn all of this gear into netherite gear. And most of all, it pains me, but we're gonna make a netherite hoe. We just have to start enchanting the pieces. Now, enchanting all of these levels can take quite a bit of time, so I'm gonna need to make my way to the Enderman farm so that I myself can get some levels for putting on these enchantments. But in order to make my trip easier, I'm gonna need to store everything in my ender chest somewhere else so that I have space to use that at the Enderman farm for my enchants. Now, the absolute last thing that we need to do on our list of things to do is to go end busting so that we can get a shulker box for the display and an elytra. So now that we have an entire god set created, it is about time to start working on food. Because in order to go end busting, we are going to need quite a bit of food. And what better way to do that than through villagers and golden carrots? It is about time that I start tearing down this section of the build in order to expand the villager hall. So now that we have these farmer villagers, we can now do two things with them. One is we can get apples for golden apples for the curing process, and we can now get golden carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and farm up a couple of golden carrots, or at least as much as I can over the next few nights, and we're going to go end busting. And we'll need about two things to ensure that we can find an end city properly. One of them will be to pick up some ender pearls from the Enderman farm. The other would be going through a different end gate, but in order to do that, we need to kill the ender dragon. So I'm just going to go ahead and travel through this one. Guys, we finally found an end city. Well, from the looks of it, it doesn't have a boat. And we kind of need an elytra. At least we found one. It took quite a bit. I am several thousand blocks out. But since we found this one, we'll just be able to go straight in any direction and get another end city. I managed to get a decent amount of shulker shells from that one, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave at least 3 shulkers in that end city for Master Pugster and Donut to make a shulker farm. But now at least we have shulker boxes. I might actually be able to trade my way to an elytra, but I'm gonna see if I can find one first. So this will be the biggest end city that we found so far, and it has a boat. Yes! First things first, we just have to build up to the boat because I'm going to want myself an elytra. And we have done it. We have gotten ourselves our first elytra. Heck yeah! Let's finally enchant our elytra with Unbreaking 3 and Mending and craft ourselves some rockets. I'm going to go ahead and loot this end city and then we're going to go to the next. Alright, so I didn't loot this one all the way, but I'm just ready to get out of here, so I'm going to go find another end city. Here we go. I found 2 end cities right next to each other, but I just want the elytra so that I can get out of here. So let's go claim that and get on our merry way. There we go, our second elytra, and now we just have to make our way back to our base, which is gonna probably take a bit. Another thing that I want is the ender dragon head. But without further ado, it is the moment that you have all been waiting for. What is this event I have been talking so much about? Well, with all of the gear that we have acquired, we are going to be doing a head hunt. It's not my favorite work, but I've gone ahead and marked out what the build should look like, and it is going to take place on this island over here. So let's go ahead and kick this off into a time lapse where afterwards I will tell you guys about the event and what are the rules in order to win. Now, you can collect player heads through traps, and that can be done by anything that is non-lethal, like drowning, fall damage, mob damage, etc. The sign-up price will be a block of diamonds, and you'll need to give the coordinates to your base or any bases that you'll be staying at with your name And yeah, so without further ado, I've gone ahead and already signed up. I just need to get a shulker box, put all of my heads in there that I've collected, and I will need to sign a piece of paper with my name and coordinates on it, and then I will be officially signed up. The game starts November 1st, and it will go until someone collects all of the heads. But without further ado, I need to get back to my base so that I can go and get all of my heads into a shulker box. Now, here is the shulker box with all of my heads in it, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. And then here is my diamond block with the cords to my base in this barrel, and we are officially signed up for the game. Now, one quick thing is that someone made a quick pop-up shop. They're planning on making this a bit bigger, but I managed to go ahead and get myself a bunch of gunpowder from the shop, and I'm using that for firework rockets. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I personally cannot wait for this next event to come up. I have quite a few ideas for traps that I'm going to use, and hopefully I can get some deals in order to win this event. But I think this is going to go ahead and wrap up today's episode. If you guys all enjoyed, make sure to drop a like on the video. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe and enjoy. Bye!